Welcome to another episode of Generating a Biblical Perspective with Jen. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Today's episode is going to be on abortion. I know it's a very, very touchy subject for most, but I just really feel God is calling me to speak on this. Should Christians support abortion? The sixth commandment says, "Thou shalt not murder or kill." Exodus 20 in Exodus 20:13. Isaiah 45:10 says, "Woe to those that say to a father, what are you begetting?" Which means, what are you having a child? Like, is it a fetus or a child? Or to a woman, with what are you in labor with? In these two verses, we can see that God is serious about the murder of the innocent. Also, when a woman is pregnant and it's not a baby, then how did John leap in Elizabeth's womb when Mary came to stay with them, while Mary was pregnant with Jesus? Or God saying that he knew us before he formed us in the womb? How can we say that that is not a baby, that is just simply a fetus, even though a fetus is just an offspring? That is what it means in Hebrew. Fetus or Greek, whatever it is, Latin, it is just Latin for offspring. So, offspring is a child. It is a baby. So, I'm going to go into some serious, serious statistics that I watched in this video that I seen. This guy, Seth Gruber, did a video with Alex Clark, and I will put it in the description because I'm not going to describe it as well as he did. But abortion is not a women's issue. It's a human rights issue. Every single culture, even secular culture, agrees that it is that human life begins at the moment of conception, including pagans, atheists, everything, including a guy named Peter Singer. Where does the right to abortion come from? Unborn female fetuses have the right to an abortion, but not to life. Abortion destroys a woman's health. It is 4 times more dangerous than giving birth, according to data done in Finland. It is unnatural to take a forceps and pull a baby apart. The abortion pill is 4 times more dangerous than a surgical abortion. 63% of abortions are done by the abortion pill, which essentially is just, it's like a new version of the saline, and you still have to deliver that dead baby. A lot of people will cite safety and quality of abortion care, but in that book, it's very biased because everybody is being funded by abortion. Everybody that wrote in those books are being funded by abortion. Mental health, I'm going to get to that. The British Journal of Psychiatry says that having an abortion increases your chances of depression by 81%. 81%, according to 51 different studies. The uterus is the only organ in a woman's body that is not for her. It's the only organ in our body that is created exclusively for another human being. How many women have had an abortion as their only risk factor is 9.9%. 34% of women who have killed themselves have had an abortion. So that's suicide. 40% who have had an early abortion will meet the criteria of PTSD, and 60% of women who have a late-term abortion meet the criteria of PTSD. That is devastating if you think about it. It is devastating that a woman who has had an abortion, who chooses to murder her child because she's not given actual information or informed consent, as everybody likes to say. It is not informed consent by any means. Because if a woman knew the risks of her getting PTSD, something that soldiers get from war, then she would not do this. Also, abortions on premature birth, 168 studies by APLOG, which is gynecologists that are pro-life, and do not financially benefit from abortions. 41 out of 168. Risk of delivering between 32 and 37 weeks increased by 36%. And that is if you had an early term abortion. If you had a late term abortion, risks of extreme premature birth is 62%. If you've had more than one, you have a 93% chance of having a premature baby if you choose to have babies, if you choose to go on and get married and have more children. It is 93% that you are going to have a premature child. And that's devastating. Honestly, like, what are we doing? And also, breast cancer. The chances for breast cancer go up so much. Okay, so there were studies done on breast cancer from 1957 till 2018. 76 studies, all done. 60 of the 76 studies showed a positive correlation between abortion and breast cancer. 95 percentile of women who have had abortion will get breast cancer. So, I just want to say, what are we doing? What are we doing to our health when we decide to take out a baby? When we decide to murder a baby? And see, I didn't know half of these things. I didn't know about PTSD. I didn't know about the fact that women who have had an abortion go on to kill themselves or get depression. I didn't know any of that. But it makes sense because it is a traumatizing event. I've never myself have had one, but I've had a personal experience with it. My mom, after she had my brother Chris, it was me, or my brother James, me, and then my brother Chris, and then she got pregnant again. It was conceived by rape. And she decided, and I have a lot of compassion for her now, and I forgive her for it. And God forgives her if she would just repent to him. But she killed my brothers, or my siblings. I don't know what they would have been or who they would have been. Sorry, I'm crying. But after she did that, it was years later, she couldn't conceive for years. Her and her husband at the time tried for years to conceive. Tried. And then they finally got pregnant with Jordan, my little brother. And she had nothing but issues while she was pregnant with him. Couldn't figure out why. And then she had him, like, I feel like it was almost 2 months early. And that goes to show you that even at 8 years old, even before I knew what she did, because I didn't find out until I was much older, that, there was a reason why she had issues. But then coming to find out that she chose to terminate a pregnancy, I knew right then and there that was the reason that that she had preterm labor with my brother, my youngest brother. And even as a non-Christian, I knew that abortion was wrong, that it was a baby. When I was 16, I found myself pregnant. And I had to make a choice. Do I want to choose life or choose death? And I chose life. I went through pregnancy, and I delivered a baby, a healthy baby boy. And when he was born, I gave him up for adoption. I chose adoption for him because I knew that I was not mentally or financially stable enough to support him. And, I pray that he has had a good life, even though I know some things about his life have not been great. But I just pray that he finds his life as a blessing, that he realizes his purpose. And now I'm going to get into why I say that there should be no exceptions for abortion, not even rape. Because rape, it is not the child's fault that how they were conceived, first of all. Second of all, when a woman gets an abortion, after she's been raped, she's essentially raped twice. It's not just once, it's twice. Once by the man who took it upon himself to hurt her and rape her and get her pregnant, but also by the abortionist. Because literally, they will rip the baby out of you, and then they just send you on your way. They don't give you any mental health help. They don't do anything. They don't support you in any way. They just send you on your way. And I just wish more people would get it in their head that it's not right, that it's not okay to put a woman in that place after she's already been traumatized. And if you really, really want to get into the nitty-gritty of everything, we're going to actually. There is a woman who created the idea of abortion, and her name was Margaret Sanger. If you know anything about her, she was the mother of eugenics, and she believed that nobody but white parents who were rich should have children. Not black people, not any other race, because she in her mind felt like black people, Jewish people, Mexicans, anybody of any other race was not worthy of having children. And then to come to find out that literally in every low income neighborhoods, there is a Planned Parenthood, which she started, mother of eugenics, who also taught Hitler how to do his stuff in Auschwitz. Sorry, I can't really pronounce it. I know. The mother of eugenics was the one who started Planned Parenthood. Can we get that through our head? That she hated everybody but blonde hair, blue-eyed white people. I, as an Irish person, would have been eradicated by this woman. Most of us would have, because she believed that nobody had a right to life if they weren't white with blonde hair, blue eyes, and perfect race. Well, guess what? That is wrong by many levels, on all levels, because it is a baby from the moment of conception. It has a heartbeat. And if we're gonna, go about saying, it's just a fetus, it's not a baby, or it's a clump of cells, to get rid of our guilty conscience, then we really need to reevaluate ourselves. And I just pray, that everybody has ears to hear and eyes to see, to understand that these children, that literally abortion accounts for more genocide than what happened in the concentration camps, any other form of genocide. The numbers are higher than any other form of genocide. That is telling you something. That all these innocent human beings that lost their lives because their mother chose to take them out before they even had a chance to live. And people will say, oh, they're going to regret it. Well, but 93% of women who couldn't get an abortion weren't able to. 5 years later, they went back to them, and 93% of them were happy and grateful that they didn't murder their child. So that tells you something, that these babies deserve life. They deserve a chance at life. And if you can't financially take care of that child, there's adoption. There's adoption for that child. There are families out there. Even with my story of adoption, I still am an avid supporter of adoption. I believe that every child deserves a right to life. It is a human's right issue. This abortion, it's not just a political standpoint. It's also a biblical standpoint. As Christians, should we be saying, oh, it's okay, it's just a clump of cells. Oh, I want my daughter to have reproductive care. No, we shouldn't. And I'm sorry, I should have more grace. But this is something that frustrates me so much when I see Christians supporting it. We know that especially mothers, when you look at your child, how can you support the right to murder another child? I need to understand. Make me understand. And I just pray that everybody got something from this video, I'm sorry, it was a little harsh. It's something that is very near and dear to my heart. And I feel like everybody should watch the documentary 1916 Project. It's by Seth Gruber. And, he goes into full details. And I'm going to post a link in the description for the video on this abortion, where I got all these statistics. And he breaks it down much better than I did. Also, I wanted to do a segue to chemical hormonal birth control. We put women or girls on birth control very young to either regulate our periods or what have you, while not realizing the consequences of that. You are more likely to become infertile if you've been on birth control for many, many years. You have a harder time conceiving if you've been on hormonal birth control. Excuse me, sorry. So, I just feel like we all need to be more informed to be able to give proper consent. And I just pray for each and every one of you guys who have watched my video, who continue to watch my videos, and like and subscribe, and share this video to anybody who needs to hear it. Also, I'm going to be doing another video later with a wonderful sister in Christ of mine, Allison. Just be watching out for that. Have a great day, guys.